Junk there is here. What is that? Can't be a bottle, right? No. There's no such thing as a metal bottle, right? Can't be. The map shows the house over there, but then why is there all this debris right here? This is pretty convincing. I mean, here we have, it's got to be a foundation, right? That's got to be the foundation of the house. It's the house foundation. They had a brick pathway, brick chimney. There's too many oyster shells here for this to be an accident. I think the house was right here. Listen to the sounds. Alright. That's brass, right? It's got to be the front door. So the map is wrong and the house was here. And the whole thing collapsed. Or was burnt down, maybe? That is a screaming signal right there. This is the house, right? That's the front door. Wow, look at that. Jeez. I don't believe that. That's really old. Look at that. That is the most decorative door piece I'd ever seen. What year was concrete invented? That's the old style concrete. Probably can't see it on camera, but that's the most decorative door piece. I've seen that. I remember that. Where did I see that? That tall plant. That means something. I don't know. I know there was a whole family that lived here. I forgot how many of them there were. That's purple, and that's handmade, I think. That's really early. It's that flow blue. Like none of the lines on this stuff is ever very crisp. I've spent my life, it feels like, listening to the sound of iron in the ground. It's a wonderful thing. It's my favorite find ever. Look at that. Why is this my favorite find? What is it about this that I like the most? Gardner. Gardner was the name Isaac, and he died in 1869, and the house was here in 1870. So even though he died, his name was still on the map. Maybe the house didn't burn down, because that would have been melted, right? This harmonica would have got melted in the fire. Unless the harmonica was already buried in the ground when the house burned down. Or maybe we're on the outside of the house. That's the most intact harmonica I've ever found. Why are there so many harmonicas? Like, all across the country, every 300 yards, there's a harmonica. So when the father died, they moved away. I don't know, maybe when... I can't remember the wife's name. So when the father died, the house burnt down and they didn't feel like going through the rubble looking for something to salvage. The kids moved away. Is it missing a piece and that's why they threw it out here? Look at that plant right there. It must be some kind of wild relative or something. That's a tin lid. These are the loudest signals I have ever seen in my life. Heard, anyway. How lucky is it to find both hinges? You have to make your own luck. But then you also have to know when to give up. Otherwise you're just out there wasting your time. I've never had a signal of 90 ever actually be anything. Maybe aluminum, maybe. Wow, look at that bottle top. Yeah, there it is. Aluminum. It's a nice decorative piece of glass. It's amazing how much details in that. So this is it. Looks like I found it. This is Isaac Gardner's house. His wife outlived him. He had a couple kids. I came out here to scout, like over there where those trees were. I was walking around and I found a clay marble. And I was just amazed that I found that clay marble, and I was walking around out there and I found two others, and so I spent a lot of time detecting over there when really I should have been detecting here, because it looks like the house was over here, and I imagine that there was a large tree over there, and maybe that's why those clay marbles were there, because kids would play underneath a large tree out there. So the wife's name was Marion, and she was born in 1830, and the husband's name was Isaac Gardner, and he was born in 1822. So together they had 4 kids: Ella, Miranda, Newton, and Nellie in the 1850s and 60s. So Isaac Gardner died in the year 1869 of stomach cancer, and I was able to find that out because I found the actual mortality schedule of the town that they lived in. So if you look at the mortality schedule, it's just absolutely shocking and just unnerving, like how many young people died of diseases that we don't even think about anymore. We don't have to worry about it. So finding these mortality schedules sets up a tremendous amount of dissonance with modern day theories that people are oppressed. If you look at the old cause of death list, you'll see that, you know, there was stuff that we don't even worry about anymore, like, you know, I mean, it was dysentery, it was whooping cough, it was typhoid fever, cholera, accidents, consumption, which is, we call that tuberculosis now, dropsy, whatever that was, measles, and brain fever. So when you see perfectly healthy, well-fed Americans claiming to be oppressed victims of some systemic injustice, that's wrong. That is absolutely wrong. And that's a dangerous, bad idea. So that's what this channel is all about. It's about the juxtapositioning of past and present. Juxtapositioning meaning putting two things together and comparing them so that you can see the similarities and differences that you would not have seen unless you put them right together. So what amounts to digging up a pile of junk in a field and looking at it? Well, if you look at the past and study history, you will have a sharper focus on the present, and you'll be less likely to believe crazy stuff, and more likely to see the truth, the good truth about who you are and what you're doing.